This here is going to be a quick video demonstrating how to save and load Pytorch models, Matplotlib plots, and Pandas data frames in Google Colab. So let's say I've trained a model over here and I'm training it for 3 epochs, just as an example. To save it, all you have to do is write torch.save and then the model name.stateDict and then call it whatever you want, but add a .pth at the end. So we click this and it saves it over here in files. Sometimes you got to refresh it by clicking here, but it appeared here this time. And to download it, you just click here and then click download, and then it'll appear just in your downloads folder. Note that if you do want to save the model and then use it for later, you do have to download it because Google Colab deletes these. So let's say that I have this model here called stocks.pth, which I've trained earlier. I can just drag it here. And there you go, so it's appeared. And then to load it, you just have to create the model again and then write model.load_stateDict. This is the name of the model that you had here, and then torch.load and then the name of the file here. And if you look at this, if I click here, it gives me an error, and that's because I trained the model on a GPU and now I'm running on a CPU. If I was running on a GPU, it wouldn't give me the error right now, but because I'm running on a CPU and I trained it on a GPU, I have to copy this here and then write it here in the arguments. And now you can see that there's no error and the model loaded successfully. So then the next one here is Matplotlib. So let's say that I have a plot here and it just shows sales versus days, an example plot. To save it, you just write plt.savefig and then you call it whatever you want. Let's say plot example.png, and then the PNG, obviously that's the extension. So if you click it there and then refresh the page here, then you can see that it's over here and you can download it and it will just download the PNG. Let's say that you want to read it again. So let's say that you have an image and you want to read it. So that this is how you do it. Let's just clear output for now. There you go. So you import these as normal and then you write image equals mp image, mp img.imbreed and then the name of it. So in this one it's plot example.png. If you write these 2 lines here, it shows the image. And then the next one is Pandas data frame. So let's say you have a data frame here and I'll just click it here. There you go, that's the data frame, and we want to export it to an Excel. So we do to Excel. This is just the name of the data frame, whatever you called it, and then you just call it whatever you want. So Excel data frame, for example, and then add the extension for an Excel file. And then if we refresh it, it appears here. You can download it and save as normal. And then to CSV, it's just like this. And that'll be a CSV file. Note that the index column will appear in the Excel file and the CSV file unless you write index equals false. And I'll show you what I mean with the next line here when we read it in. Let's say we want to read in the same file and store it into a different name here. df2 is equal to read CSV. First we'll read the CSV. And we just called it csvdf .csv. Is that right? Oh, pandas.readcsv. There we go. Now we've saved it, and if we open it up, you can see it's exactly the same, and that's because we wrote index equals false. But now on the other hand, let's just comment this out. If we write df3 equals p dot, we called it df dot. Alright, so this is reading it from here. So if we dragged in like an Excel file, whatever we called it, we could use this method to read from it and store it in a data frame. But if we print this out here, we'll see that there's another column here called unnamed, and that just counts as the index of the original column. So if I instead wrote index equals false, when that stores it into the Excel file, it doesn't store the index. So you can see that when you load it in again, there's no index this time. And there's different methods to do it. You can actually just delete the column just directly using pandas.drop, for example. But yeah, or you can just write index equals false, which is an easier way, I think. Anyways, those are some methods to save and load various things in Google Colab. And remember, if you want to keep any of these, you got to download them, because again, when you finish the runtime, when you log out, then Google Colab will delete all these. Thanks for watching.